was wrong. Rewrote the song. Thoughts become action. Tell me what's happening. What's your mind wrapped in?
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Nassif here from Click, and today I'll be doing a video here. I'll be recording this one big large video here, and I'm going to divide it up into 3 different parts, or 3 or 4 different parts, depends how long the video gets. So guys, we're going to have here the battle of the blue phones. So what I have here is 3 categories in which these phones cost, right? So I have the first category here is the lowest category. We got sub $200. Okay, so you have the Blue Life One X here, 2016 edition. This one costs like $210, so for $10, whatever, we're just going to let it go. We have here the Blue Advance 5.0 HD, which cost me about $100, give or take, and we have here the Blue Energy X2, which cost me about 120 bucks. So these ones are going to be competing against each other in their own category. We're not going to have like a $90 smartphone go up against a $500 smartphone. It's not going to even be. There's no point in doing that. Okay, so we have here the sub 300 category. Okay, so if you guys watched the Energy XL review video, you'll know that the Vivo 5, the Energy XL, and the Huawei Honor 5X, all of them have gone to England with my brother. He's gone there for school. He needs phones down there. Those are all unlocked, so he took them with him. So that's not a big deal. What I'm gonna do here, we have the Vivo 5 here. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll just talk about the Vivo 5. Obviously I'm not going to have it physically here, but I'll be able to compare it and whatnot. So this is the sub $300 category here. So we have the Vivo Air LTE, which at the time of buying it, when I bought the phone, was, I believe, taxing and everything, was about $305 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. It was quite a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty up there. It was about 290 bucks without tax. So again, like $5-10 bucks, it's going to fall under the $300 category. Right now, you can get the phone in Canada for 220 bucks. I think even cheaper than that. So whatever, it falls under the $300 category here. And then we have the Vivo 5, which also is give or take about $300, which obviously isn't here right now. And then the top category, where we got the kings of the blue phones, or the blue lineup, we have the sub $400 or sub $500. This should say $500. I don't know why it says 400, but it is what it is. We'll go with it. So we have here the sub $500 category, where we have the Blue Pure XL, which costs about, right now it's $450 plus tax, so give or take, you're coming up to just shy of $500. And the Energy XL, same situation. It's not here with me right now. It's in England, so I can't actually have the phone physically here, but I'll still make the comparison video between the two. So that one came into, it was on eBay for something Canadian. It was actually more like, it was like 300 American, and then in total with shipping, import, taxes, and whatever, came up to just under 500 Canadian. So these are the 3 categories. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take the we're going to do the sub $200 category first. So we're just going to clear this up here. We'll move my stickers, my ghetto stickers, out of the way, move them to the side, and we'll move the Pure XL to the side as well. So now here, this is the focus here. We have the sub $200 category. I'm going to keep that there for now. And just keep in mind, guys, again, these phones are in Canada for sub $200. So if people in America would be like, oh, they cost like $99, whatever. Canada, let me write that down. Do I have a pen? No, I don't have. I do have a pen. It's right here. Oh man, my pen's running out of ink. Canada. Okay? Canada. Okay? You got that, guys? This is Canadian, $200 Canadian. So no more comments about, oh, it's cheap in America, because I'm in Canada, right? Man, if I counted the amount of times I said Canada, I wouldn't be able to do it on 2 hands, but whatever. So let's get started, guys. We'll just make sure all the phones are on. Nothing's going to bother us while we're doing the, I guess, comparison / reviews here. Just give me 1 second here as I clear up some of the crap that's here. I'll turn this one on now. Got 7 new messages from my Hotmail. That's nice. All right, so you can see there's already lag on the on this one here, and make sure this one's on. Okay, clear notifications and bump the brightness, which we will do here. All right, let's see if that's all good. Then a little bit higher here, a little bit higher here. Bear with me for a second. I just want to make sure I don't have to mess around with brightness or anything later on in the video. Okay, so we should order these in terms of how much they cost, okay? So, again, just to recap, 200 something bucks here, just like 210, 140, and 100 bucks, okay? So this is kind of the lowest of the low end of from Blue. That's worth getting. I mean, they have other phones, like, you know, there's like I think it's the Dash X X8 or something like that. Sure, it's like 90 bucks or 60 bucks, or I don't know how much it costs, but it runs like shitty specs. It's got like 512 megs of RAM. you don't even want to waste your money on that stuff. So, in my opinion, these are the three best low down phones that you can get from Blue that are sub $200 Canadian. So first up, we'll talk about the screens between these three and which one I think is the best. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I mean, this is 1080p here, 720p, 720p. Okay, so the differences here are this one's a 1080p panel LCD, this one's 720p panel LCD, 720 LCD. Okay, so all of them are LCD panels, but for some reason, like even on full brightness, let's bump the brightness here, make sure it's full there. Just looking here, I don't know if you guys can tell, this one looks just much more vivid, a lot more bright. The colors are more sharp, I guess, and more vibrant. The blacks are significantly deeper. Over here in the middle here, we have the Energy X2, where the colors are, compared to the 1080p panel on the left here, they're very slightly washed out. The blacks have almost like they have that kind of LCD white haze underneath. It's hard to describe, and it would be hard to see on camera, but it's there. Obviously, you can tell that this is the lower quality screen. And then you go down to the $90 smartphone, which hold on, I'll change the icon pack here so that we have some. So let's go look and feel. So we have some color on the screen. So we'll just go with Marshmallow, the stock one. Okay, so there's some color on the screen now. And guys, just right off the bat, when I actually unboxed this phone, when I started using it for the first day, I noticed there's a huge gap between the glass and the screen itself, and you can see it here, and that results in extremely poor viewing angles. And just when you turn the screen, everything becomes washed out, everything becomes blue. Haha. But I mean, when you turn the screen on this thing, they don't really wash out. It's not so much that they wash out, it's just looking head on compared to the 1080p panel here. Well, got 15% left. Compared to the panel here, this one you can tell is a lower quality display, obviously, because you're paying like $70 less. So in terms of screen, guys, this one's taking the win here. So we have, let me get another sticky note here so we can take note of what wins what here, and then at the end of it, we'll see which one's the better phone. I guess with numbers, and then I'll give you guys my final opinion. So we have here on the left, we got middle, and we have right. Okay, so that's 1 point to the left for the screen. So let's move on. I'll keep that up there for now. I'll put the pen aside. So next thing I want to talk about is battery life. Okay, guys, there's no comparison here. We're already going to write down the point here for the middle phone. So let's do that. Done. Okay, so the middle phone here, the Energy X2, has the word energy in its name. So you can tell that it's going to be a battery monster. I don't think I have any specs here for a battery. It's just because I haven't really been using the phone too much. I've been testing some new ROMs on my HTC. So this one's been on standby for a lot of time. But how many phones have you seen? Let's see if that goes into focus. Use 50% of battery on standby with Wi-Fi on, getting notifications and stuff, and lasts for 13 days almost. That's almost a month that I can leave this phone on standby in my room, on Wi-Fi, receiving notifications and whatever. I did use it occasionally, once in a while, just on YouTube and stuff like that, and just to update apps and refresh apps and whatnot. 13 days on battery, fantastic. This one over here, battery life's okay. You're not gonna get like crazy 4.5 hours, 5 hours screen on time, and obviously you're not gonna compare to a 720p panel with the same battery size. So this one, I believe the battery on this one, let's actually check and see what the battery size is on here. Take the back cover off, that's discoloring still. Oh, interesting. So this one has almost a 3000 milliamp hour battery. I didn't know that. I thought it was a little bit smaller than that. But compared to the Advance over here, which is massively fingerprint dirty here, but oh well. This one has a 2000 milliamp hour battery. I don't know if I have battery specs on here. Probably very limited. Take a look at the screen time here. Okay, so these are the battery specs I have. 30 minutes of screen on time, used 20%. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's accurate because I really have. To be honest, guys, I haven't used this phone. We'll get into that later on. But yeah, again, battery here is the best. Over here, I'd say it's better. Just because I haven't used this on battery life yet. I haven't been able to test the actual battery, but just based off of what I've seen and what I've used this phone with, this battery will be slightly better. Charging times. This one, I don't know if it supports quick charge, and I don't have the box on hand. No, I don't. Okay, so I don't have the box on hand here, so I won't be able. Actually, no, I do. It's right here. What am I doing? Box is right here under all my mess here. Let's take a look here. No, it doesn't look like it has quick charge. Super battery, no. Okay, so it doesn't look like it has quick charge, but again, it is what it is. Can't expect anything too special in such a cheap phone. But in terms of charging time, guys, surprisingly, this one charges the fastest. So we'll take another mark to that, to the middle phone there. This one charges faster by, I'd say, about half an hour, give or take. This phone here charges so slow. It's pathetic how slow it charges. You can go, like, it's 15% now. You know what I'll do? We'll do a test here. I'm gonna plug it into the MPAL wall adapter thing over there. Now that thing outputs 2.1 amps supposedly. So we're gonna plug it in, and at the end of the video, we're gonna take a look and see what the battery's at, and hopefully that reflects my claims on the pathetic charging times. So we'll do that. Okay. Next up, okay. So charging times on this thing, I killed it to 0, charged it up in about an hour and a half. It's a small battery, 2,000 milliamp hours. So again, nothing special, but you can't really compare a 4,000 milliamp hour battery charging up in about 2 hours. A little bit less than 2 hours is fantastic. So that's we already gave the point to that one there, I believe. What do I want to talk about next? Speakers, guys. Okay, so what I'll do here is, it's gonna take a while to go on YouTube, so I'll just tell you guys verbally. Okay, speakers wise, this phone is trash. If you're looking for a phone with high quality audio and you know, out of the speaker anyway, the speaker on the back here of the phone. If you're looking for super high quality audio, you're going to be disappointed, extremely disappointed. You're going to find that you could have spent 90 bucks on this piece of crap phone here. I say piece of crap, I'm just saying that because it's so cheap. But again, you can spend 90 bucks here, and the speaker on this thing gets 2.5, I'd say about 2.5 times louder than the one on here. And again, I gotta say, the Energy X2 takes it on this one. The speaker on this is not the loudest, but it has the most full soundstage. So in terms of bass, in terms of like mids, highs, and all that stuff, this one covers it the best. So we're gonna give it another point here to the middle phone. All right, and you can see a little bit of a trend here going on if you haven't noticed, but we'll take a look here and see what's up next. So I think I'm gonna go with software experience. So we're gonna turn the Energy X2 on here and the Advanced 5.0. So software experience on the Advanced 5.0. You get what you paid for, to be honest. 90 bucks, guys. You can't really expect anything significantly, Samsung killing or anything like that. It runs smooth, but there are hiccups here and there. Did you see the delay when the pop-up came up? There are hiccups here and there in the software. I think, honestly, it could be kept patched with a software update, but blue being blue, you're not going to get it. So you go check for updates, and it'll say your system's up to date. So we're not going to be getting a software update on this phone. It already runs Android 6.0, but I think just a minor patch or whatever for performance wouldn't do this phone bad, but whatever, it is what it is. Next thing, we'll talk about the Energy X2 here, software experience. Okay, so this one runs the same skin as the Pure XL and the Vivo 5, and I've always had a positive experience with that skin. It's very smooth, very liquidy. The animations kind of don't stutter or jitter or anything. It's all one kind of just very nice and smooth. You see the animation there, closing, multitasking, clearing apps, app drawer, all that stuff runs nice and smooth. And then over here on the Life One X, we'll take a look. Animations are very Android stockish, nice and smooth, and I would give it to this phone. However, because this one has just the slight, skin, the features in here are a little bit better. You have just the small things like what are your smart gestures. You have there's a few other things, few battery saving options. I think there's the control center, which I love. It's basically ripped from iOS, but I love this. Rather than having to go to the notifications here and then scroll down, you just kind of have access to everything right here with a swipe up. And it's just the small things like that on this version of the Android that it's running that gives the Energy X2 the win there as well. So we're gonna give that a little bit of a mark there. So now that's 4 points to the middle phone, 1 to the left phone, and 0 to the right phone. So again, guys, you can see a little bit of a trend here. So we'll move on now to the next thing. Cameras. I'm gonna say right away, we're gonna give the point over here to the Life One X 2016. I don't know if I have pictures on here that I've taken. I think I have some. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so I remember at work when I was waiting outside. Let's get see, this is why I don't like the swipe down thing. That's just one of the reasons there. Go auto rotate. Okay, so I saw this sick Beetle. Guys, I saw this Beetle. This old guy was driving it. What was the license plate? It was something funny like Party Bug or something. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see an old fart driving something like that. So we'll bump the brightness down just a tad here so you guys can get that into focus. Okay, so again, not going to really show up on camera here, but in terms of picture quality, guys, this camera is fantastic. I believe it's 13 megapixels. It doesn't say on the back. I believe it's a 13 megapixel Sony sensor, if I'm not mistaken. The colors are nice and accurate. The pictures themselves just look really great. If you're just looking at this picture, you're like, wow, like did that come off of an iPhone or a Samsung? That's how good the pictures are. And again, there's just two pictures here. And I took a picture here of some phones that I think this was at the burrito joint that I was at. We're just having some burritos. I'm going to take some pictures of phones here. And the quality, the lighting here wasn't that great, so obviously you can see a dip in quality. And this is where the blue cameras kind of just, they don't fall apart, but that's where they fail to perform, is in low light situations where you have less than optimal lighting and you try and take a picture of something. So there's that. We have here the Energy X2. Again, I don't know if I have pictures of it on here. Let's take a look and see. Okay, so I took these pictures here of that Ferrari on my Energy X2. Again, you'll see that from the what is it, the review video or the initial impressions video? I'm not sure which one. There's too many videos going on right now. So this is a Ferrari I saw on campus, 458 Speciale, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This car is beautiful. Pictures came out decent. You zoom in. There's no like pixelation or anything, but you can tell you lose a little bit of detail when you zoom in on this one versus the Pure XL, or not the Pure XL, the Life 1X. This is what happens when you have too many blue phones. You end up mixing the names up. So yeah, picture quality on this thing, I'd say right in the middle. It's kind of right where you expect it to be for 130 bucks or whatever that you're paying for it. And then on this one, again, because I haven't really used the phone, don't really have any photos here to show you, but I can take a quick snap here. Let's see what I have. This isn't any kind of product placement. That's just what I have on hand here. It's a Coke bottle or a Coke thing on here. So put that aside now, and we'll take a look at the picture that I just took. Now keep in mind, this is not optimal lighting. There's a lamp up here. There's a lamp on the right of me. The ceiling lamp is on. It's not optimal lighting. There's shadows everywhere. The lighting's very inconsistent. And again, it's very grainy, very pixelated. It kind of sits where you'd expect it to be. Obviously, in fantastic lighting, if you go outside and take a picture of a car or something, it's going to look great. But indoors, you'll definitely see the loss in quality on this camera. So the Life 1X takes the camera department there, and we'll move on from that. I believe builds. That's the one thing I'll talk about. Okay, let's go and give the middle phone its point because this phone here, guys, it's built well. I don't know if you can see, but the back is going like brownish, pinkish. It's just changing colors, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it's just like it shouldn't even be a thing. Like if you go online and you type in Blue Life 1X discoloration, Amazon reviews, you'll see there's everyone who ordered the white version of this phone is seeing discoloration, and because this backplate here is actually, I believe it's coated in a layer of paint. So I believe I don't know. For me, I don't understand why it's going white and why it's coated in a layer of paint, because the back here is white, unless there's another layer here on the other side, which probably is because this has that kind of faux leatherish finish. So that's probably that layer is like a different color than what they want. I guess what they wanted, and they ended up just painting over it. And the resulting, problem here is that it goes pink on the underneath, on the sides. It's going brownish. It's going black in some corners. Do I know why? I have no idea. Because I mean, the Samsung. Oh, we got a comment here. That's nice. So we'll, I'll reply to that guy in a bit. We're in the middle of recording right now, so shout out to that guy who got into the video. In terms of build, yeah, this thing, I don't know why it's happening. It shouldn't really be a thing for, $200, but it is what it is. Along the side here, you have an aluminum rail that runs all the way around. Feels really nice, and then you have curved. Very slightly curved 2.5D glass, which is all the way around the sides. We'll do the advanced 5.0 here. No curved glass or anything, just a piece of glass. I mean, that's all it really is to say. And then you have a full aluminum back cover, which is this rail isn't a separate part. It actually detaches the whole back cover. I'm not going to do it here, but this whole back cover comes off, so it's literally just this plastic pink rose goldish pinkish color thing here that's around when you take the back cover off. So build quality, this thing I would say this one feels better in the hand than this, in all honesty. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, this one is right in the middle between these three phones. So this one, I'll give it half a point for that, just because it's so cheap and it has no points. We'll give it 0.5. So there you go, Advanced 5.0. And then with this one here, the build quality, you pick this thing up, the back is aluminum here, the sides are plastic but they don't feel cheap, and the buttons feel nice and clicky, nice and tactile, and just the phone feels solid. Like I could throw this at the wall and it'll just put a hole in the wall. That's what it feels like. And then just the 2.5D glass all the way around just adds to it when you're doing the swipe gestures and stuff through the OS. It's just fantastic. So this one takes the win on build quality. So I think that's pretty much it for the things I wanted to cover. Those are kind of just the basics that people kind of look at, like software performance, camera, screen, all that stuff. So based off the numbers here, the winner here is the Energy X2. Okay, so the Energy X2 wins this battle here. So we'll give it a nice circle and whatever. So this one wins the battle here between the sub $200 phone, guys. If you're gonna pick up a sub $200 blue phone, if you're looking for that, I would go definitely Energy X2. That's my personal opinion as well. This is just based off numbers and I guess specs, but like actually overall the phone itself, the Energy X2 is my favorite one out of these three. Now I haven't been really using the Advanced 5.0 solely because it's very budget. Let's put it that way. I tried using it for a day. It's very slow. The screen is very, you gotta push a little bit harder than normal to activate it. So it is what it is. For 90 bucks, can't complain. I'll definitely have a review on that later on. But I mean, you kind of had one here, so it is what it is. But yeah, guys, again, sub $200. This phone here, Energy X2, is the winner of this category. So that's gonna be it for this part of the video. I'm gonna go on now. We're gonna actually, you know what? Before I want to show you guys. This thing's been plugged in for I don't know how long. You guys can time it. It's now 22 minutes into the video, and we've only gone up 3%. So yeah, that just kind of shows you how shitty the charging is. It must have been on charge for at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and for it to go up only 3% is a little bit pathetic, but it is what it is. And also I want to point out, when you're actually using the phone for whatever, texting and stuff, the battery percentage drops while you're charging. So that's another thing to note there. So that's pretty much it for this part of the video, guys. I'm not going to stop recording here, so the next part will kind of just be a continuation of part 2 or whatever. So this is where this video ends. Part 1 is done. I'm going to move on to part 2 now, which is the $300 category, sub $300 category. So let's kind of close this video up here, guys. So thanks, guys, so much for watching. If you like this comparison video, the battle of the blue phones video, drop a thumbs up on the video, drop a sub on the channel, share it with your friends, family, anyone who might be interested. Just just have a little bit of fun here, just comparing some of the phones that I have. So thanks again, guys, for watching. This has been Nassif from Click, and I'm gonna go record part 2. I'm out. Peace.